Alright, so this is a review on the Giggs' album, his debut album, Walk in the Park. This was released back in 2008. Wow. But yeah, the artwork is very interesting. It is a picture of Giggs on the left. He's not really looking at you or anything. He's like looking down really, or it's like he's looking at his phone, but you can't see whether he's looking at his phone or not. You just don't know. And then obviously on the side, you can see there's a park. I don't know what park it is. If I was gonna guess at any park, it would probably be Burgess Park. Just because that's kind of local, isn't it? Or it could be, it'd be Burgess Park. But it might not be Burgess Park. I don't know. In fact, who knows? Leave your answer in the comment section below. Let me know what park that is. If you know, you know. Because Burgess Park is a massive park, you know. It's a massive park. So yeah. There's basically 18 tracks. So let's get into them. There's the intro, BBT, then then Open Up, then Who Are You to Judge featuring Joe Grind, then More Maniacs featuring Young Spray, then Swagger featuring Joe Grind, then Cut Up Bag, and then there's Saw, then there's Make It Look Good featuring Jay Mello, then there's Click Clack featuring Killer Kai and Shocks, then there's Pitching All the Time featuring Chelsea Lauren and Dubs. What happened to Chelsea Lauren? Leave your answer in the comment section below. I want to know what happened to her. Does she still make music? You know what I mean? Like, because I remember she used to be all over other artists' tracks and stuff like that, doing hooks and all that stuff there. Like, her name would be about, but I've never really seen or heard any solo projects from her, which is interesting. But anyway, let's get into it. To overshadow the music playing in the background. Then there's Rat-a-tat-tat featuring Kais. Then there's Temper Temper. Then there's Bring a Message Back. Then You Raised Me. And then there's Walk in the Park featuring OTB. And then there's Let 'Em Have It featuring Boost. Then there's Test Out the 9 remix. Yeah, so a little story. Giggs in general hasn't really had a easy walk in a park when it comes to his career, because they have tried to lock off his career on so many occasions. Man couldn't perform literally anywhere in London. It was just mad. Like, you would think, like, I remember there was one video, yeah, where it was on YouTube. I don't know if it's still there, but he was explaining, you know, I think that the night before the event was gonna happen, they cancelled the event. Like, the police cancelled the event, and he, you know what I mean, he just let them know what the truth of what was going on. Like, he literally had enough, but like, there's nothing he can literally do about it. And it's like, it was just interesting, like, but now, man's performing, get me, doing wireless festivals, doing flipping, like, I say wireless festival because that's in the park, innit? So yeah, like, and yeah, he's performing with people like Drake. Not that I hold Drake to a high standard or anything, but it's like, you know, Drake is an international star, let's be real about that. So it's good to see them type of things, you know, like, and it's good, the fact that he, you know, is able to showcase that, listen, if you just stick to your shit, do what you need to do, you know, at the end of the day, you gonna win anyway. That's what I get from it, you see what I mean? Like, another story, I meant to tell this story. I don't know why I'm going off into a tangent about Giggs' situation, but so he's an inspiration. But I remember one time, this was in 2008. Like, I remember I was working for a sales company, right? And I remember, but they found out where I lived, right? They're like, so you know about Giggs, innit? I'm like, no, not really, no. And then what was interesting was I listened, they played this stuff, I'm like, yeah, I don't really like it still. Like, that was just my thing, I just didn't like it. And that was mainly because I had like a similar flow right? A similar flow when I was doing music back then, and I was getting dissed for it. So I'm like, how am I getting? So that was me being petty at the same time, but like, how am I getting dissed for it? And then bare people are rating this guy. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck, bruv? That doesn't make sense. And then what was interesting, yeah, so I thought maybe I could try and listen to him more and see whatever. It just wasn't clicking. It just wasn't working for me. So I was like, alright, cool. And then I remember going to my foster mums at the time, right? And then the foster brothers I had at that time, they're like, oh, have you heard of Gigs? I'm like, oh yeah. I was told about him, but I just didn't really like him. Like, oh, how can you not like Gigs? How can you not like Gigs? And then they were like rapping these bars and stuff, and they were doing like ad libs. Like, when I say they fucking loved Gigs, yeah, like, I'm telling you, they were saying bar for bar for bar for bar from different songs. I remember they went from this song to another song, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. That's just me. They're like, oh, in fact, was it them who said it, or was it the other guy I worked with? One of them said, oh, you wouldn't say it to Giggs' face, son. And I'm like, I probably would. Like, it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I don't like it, I don't like it. Not a big deal. And then, years later, so I listened to Giggs a bit more, and then I started liking his stuff, which is interesting. But that's my little story. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I guess it is jealousy, because it's like, raw, man's flowing this way. I'm flowing similar. I may not be talking about the same things in my music. So maybe it is that fear that people have of Gigs, why they like Gigs. But now I realise it's not that. He's got such a laid back flow and a deep tone of voice, and his ad libs and the rhythms he chooses, and he does the music for himself, and people end up rating it. I think that's it. But anyway, let's get back to the album. Yeah, so I don't necessarily have a favourite song, but I do remember, what song was it? You Raised Me. That was played on Channel U as well at the time, which was interesting. Test at the 9. I think that was at the back, at the end of. Oh, I can't even remember. I remember hearing it somewhere else, but yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, and I do like the song with Joe Grant, Swagger song, and Who Are You to Judge, especially Who Are You to Judge. Like, everyone can resonate with that. Everyone, because you're doing your thing, and the irony of me liking that song, it's the fact of I was judging Gigs because of, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, it's just interesting. Yeah, so I like that song. I do want to hear more from Chelsea Lauren. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know where she disappeared. Someone go find her. Tell her to make some more music. You understand? You see what I'm saying? Like, if OG Nikki can come back, if Shabo can come back, Chelsea Lauren can come back. I'm just saying. And I know Shabo and OG Nikki are rappers. Chelsea Lauren's a singer. You know, we still need that vocalist vibe. We need that. Anyway, spice up the flipping UK drill scene and things. Get me? Too much same things over and over. I want to hear something spicy now. But anyway, look, when it comes to, obviously I'm gonna take one song that's out of context. In context, it is what it is. I've gone over my time limit, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna say what I wanted to say. I'm gonna use the walk in the park. You know, I take one song, if it's out of context or in context, it is what it is. But in life, in general, whether it's a dating, in a relationship life, or anything in general, you want it to be a walk in the park, innit? Let's be real. But obviously, you go through the situations, but for it to minimize the situations that you go through, or to be able to handle those those situations, click the link in the description box below to become a member of the Thealkebulantrust. When you do that, you get access to online courses such as healthcare, because in that course there you learn how to strengthen your mental health. Yeah, when you strengthen your mental health, you'll be able to deal with any problems that come your way. I'm telling you that effectively, yeah, without fatal consequences to self or others. But anyway, back to the album. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. Surprisingly, it's not really surprisingly, but just listen to it again properly this time, and not with a place of jealousy and hate, because I think that was what it was back in the day. For me, it was jealousy and hate. But again, I got no more hate in my heart. Do you see what I'm saying? No more jealousy. Like, I respect everyone doing their thing. He's from South London, I'm from South London. We're doing our thing, innit? It is what it is. So respect to Giggs doing his thing. Respect him for making out the ends. Do you see what I'm saying? And respect for showing that you can make it out the ends from whatever situation you come from. Like, whatever trials and tribulations you got, you can make it out. Trust. I'm not just talking about making out the ends. I'm talking about whatever trials and tribulations you have. Yeah, because he had more than a few. So there's no excuse to what you can or can't do. Telling you that from now. But anyway, link to the albums in the description box below. Go stream that. Got any questions, any topics you'd like for us to discuss in our videos, leave that in the comment section below. And remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, because you never know, the video you suggest might just be next.